Okay, but you gotta be careful how you phrase a question. You don't want to be rude to the other players because you gotta face them. I don't have to face them. I don't ask them stupid questions like that.
From jaw-dropping remarks to shockingly personal digs.
Honestly, are you asking me this? Yeah. Is it a serious question or is it a joke? Is it serious? Yeah.
Some reporters have crossed every line imaginable during post-match interviews. These are the most courageous questions ever asked to tennis players.
Well, tonight you were playing very short many times. I don't know why, because you're not used to that.
Yeah, so the reporter began the interview by questioning Rafa about his playing style, specifically noting that Nadal was playing pretty short a lot of times. Now that seemed a little unusual to him, but the reporter quickly shifted the topic from tennis to Nadal's personal life, particularly focusing on marriage.
But I'd like to know, for many people to get married is a very important and destructive thing. Before the marriage, during the marriage, after the marriage. Your concentration on tennis life has been a bit different, even if you were going out with the...
The question was posed in a somewhat intrusive and personal way, which immediately caught Rafa off guard. He reacted with visible surprise.
Honestly, are you asking me this? Yeah. Is it a serious question or is it a joke? Is it serious? Yeah.
The reporter confirmed the seriousness of the question, which further unsettled Nadal. Rafa then expressed his surprise and displeasure at being asked such a personal question, especially since he'd been with the same partner for a long time and described his life as very stable and normal.
I'm surprised. It's a big surprise for me. You ask me this after being with the same girl for 15 years and having a very stable and normal life. Doesn't matter if you put a ring on your finger or not.
Elsewhere, an Australian Open journalist found out the hard way not to get under Roger Federer's skin. The reporter provoked Roger by posing a question that implied his potential successor, Djokovic, might be as or more dominant than Federer himself, suggesting that Djokovic hasn't faced great opponents and might have an easier path ahead. Roger immediately reacted by emphasizing the importance of phrasing questions carefully. Duh.
Do you think Djokovic will be as dominant or even more dominant than you have been, having him no great opponents in the future?
Okay, but you gotta be careful how you phrase a question. You don't want to be rude to the other players because you gotta face them. I don't have to face them. I don't ask them stupid questions like that.
His response showed irritation because the question dismissed the quality of current players and the competitive nature of the sport. That's something that Roger respects deeply. It wasn't different for Serena, as she quickly silenced the reporter who talked about her drug allegations. The interview begins with Serena discussing her current state of mind. However, the mood shifts abruptly when the reporter interrupts with a question about her alleged drug use.
Why I didn't get, excuse me, can you talk louder so everyone can hear you asking me about my drugs?
Why you didn't get a TV before?
Okay. I've never tested positive. I've always gotten a TV, so you should fact check that.
She reacts defensively, clarifying that she's never tested positive for any banned substances.
In fact, no. I actually wasn't able to play the French Open, and I wasn't going to play unless I had a TV, because if you remember that year, I was incredibly sick. I don't know how I even won the match, and I said I can't. I literally can't play the final, but I need a TV to take a decongestant.
She's clearly irritated by the insinuations, emphasizing her honesty and integrity over her 20-plus year career. Her tone here is firm AF and resolute, as she stresses that she would never cheat, especially because she wants to be a role model for her daughters.
Always been very happy to answer any question about that, and I've played over 20 years, and I've always been extremely honest, and that's one thing I take pride on, especially having a daughter and having a kid. I'm never going to be able to look my kid in the eye and say, Mom cheated or Mom did something like that. That is totally irresponsible.
She continues defending her character, stating that she's always been the kind of player who accepts defeat gracefully and never seeks unfair advantages.
And even before that, I've always had that attitude. I've always been the kind of player that if you're going to beat me, you're going to beat me. And I'm going to congratulate you. But I'm never, ever going to take an advantage and try to have an advantage over someone else, because that's not who I am, and it'll never be who I am.
You know, if you're a reporter, you just don't mess with Nick Kyrgios. In this press conference, the reporter began the interview with a provocative question, asking Nick if he regretted going to the pub the night before and whether that affected his performance. As you can expect, that question immediately irritated Nick because that reporter wasn't stepping to him the right way.
First question for Nick.
Do you regret going to the pub last night? Do you think you could have played a bit better if you hadn't?
No. You look way too
too
excited to ask that question. You must have a really boring life.
What we learn here is you never ask a tennis player about their personal life in an interview because it might end pretty badly for you. We set our eyes back on Nadal. In the press conference, the reporter's line of questioning from the very beginning of the interview was focused on the perceived unfairness or questionable decision-making regarding court assignments. Specifically, why Ashley Barty, the world number one, wasn't playing on the center court while Rafa was. Oof.
Yes, Ashley Barty's game today. I was on court 2. She's the world number one. She was knocked out. Your game was over in under an hour and a half. Do you think there was an argument that Barty's game should have been on center court?
This framing immediately put Rafa in a defensive position, as it implicitly questioned the legitimacy or fairness of his own placement and status during the tournament. He also spoke of his achievements, showcasing why he played on the center court.
But we can predict the future or not?
She is the world number one.
I am the world number 2 and I won 18 Grand Slams.
So no.
My answer is not no or yes.
The guy was irritated and frustrated, as he should have been. This line of questioning was provocative because it challenged Nadal to compare himself directly with Barty.
My answer is they make a decision, but you are putting Ashley Barty in front of me. For me, both decisions are good.
He tries to articulate that the decisions about court assignments are complex and that there's no need for controversy about any of it. He emphasizes that these decisions are made daily by organizers who have to consider a lot of factors.
Even if Ashley Barty is the first player of the world and he already won in the French Open and she's playing unbelievable good, but we can create polemics every single day about decisions that they have to take, but at the end of the day, they have to make a decision.
He also suggests that questioning these decisions repeatedly is 100% unnecessary.
A day like today, everybody's playing. Of course, Djokovic is not playing in the center court. For me, the first day I have been playing in the court 1. I played in the Susan Lenglen in Roland Garros, if I'm not wrong, in the second round. So every day is a decision. So we cannot create polemics about that. Court number 2, okay.
Elsewhere, things got worse for Nicolas Mahut during a press conference at the 2014 French Open. The interaction between the reporter and Nicolas during the interview was marked by a series of questions that gradually irritated him, leading to his visible frustration.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. I lost.
You lost?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So, what happened out there?
Are you serious?
The reporter's approach was characterized by a lack of preparation, misunderstanding of the match outcome, and seemingly insincere or confusing remarks, all of which contributed to Nicolas's annoyance.
No.
Did you watch the match?
No, I didn't. I was told that you won. I'm sorry.
Question en français, s'il vous plaît.
Those outrageous questions and situations prove that even tennis pros can't always keep their cool. Whether bold, bizarre, or just downright offensive, they remind us that press conferences can be as intense as the matches themselves. And one thing's certain, these moments, they're not going to be forgotten anytime soon.